Didn't get to meet him back then. I even met Barry Smith before he changed his name to Barry Windsor Smith in order to convince Americans that he was part of the royal family. Actually, Barry was a pop star even back then. He'd got, I think, mirror shades indoors and a kind of fur coat. I was really, really impressed, you know. But the consensus amongst the people back there, it was progressive. We were starting to see, you see, in America, when comic fandom started in America, it first started in the late 50s with Appreciation magazines, some very good ones, based upon the EC comics that had just been trampled out of existence by the Comics Code. That was, hang on, I've just lost my thread. What was I talking about just before that?
Fandom.
American fandom, right, thank you. It's my age. Yeah, with American fandom, that had, when it started out in the early 60s, the first superhero fanzines, which were things like Roy Thomas and Jerry Bale's Alter Ego, they were largely talking about the heroes of the 1940s, which was when Jerry Bales and Roy Thomas had been children. That was the heroes that they'd first connected with. So what I'm saying is that when American fandom started, it was already nostalgic. It was based around nostalgia for vanished comic book heroes, and they would have campaigns to, I don't know, bring back the Atom or things like that, to reinstate their favourite 1940s heroes. In English comics, we didn't really get started until 1967. And 1967 was a funny year. It was where the hippie explosion, the psychedelic movement, the summer of love. It was when all of that happened, and most of the hippies always seemed to be very fond of comics. I know that Bram Stoker's shop, that they were in Goldeneye, the IT, International Times offices, were right next door, and they'd always pop in the lunch hour to get their copies of Doctor Strange or The Silver Surfer or whatever they were reading. So it cut both ways. There was a lot of influence on the underground from comics, and there was certainly a lot of influence on comics from the underground. Everyone had got a progressive agenda. We wanted to do comics that took the medium further.